Hello there and welcome. My name is Linda and this is my channel Linda T70. Really good to have your company today. I know I always start my videos the same, so I'll do that again today. So if you're a regular, welcome to you, and if you are a new viewer, just happen to find my channel, thank you so much for stopping by today, and I hope you enjoy the videos I put out. I do, which I don't think I did last week, and I really should, is I wanted to thank any new subscribers I've got. I've had a few new subscribers, so thank you very much for subscribing. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea really, is it, to subscribe to channels, but it does have a good sort of knock-on effect of pushing our videos out for more people to see, and we can just spread a little joy a little bit further then. But thank you so much if you're new, and equally, thank you so much if you're one of my older viewers. Thank you. So today, what I thought was, because I did say to you, I think, on my last video that I wouldn't go too Christmassy today, but I might have to kind of renege on that slightly. I've been watching a few other channels obviously, and a lot of people are doing those 5 or 6 or 10 things I can't live without, and I thought to myself, well, perhaps I could do that. That might be interesting. And the more I thought about it, the more I couldn't actually, apart from people, you know, my current husband, my children, my grandchildren, I thought, well, there isn't really, I could do without anything else apart from oxygen and sustenance, of course. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people that have done these videos, they've obviously had the sort of caveat that, you know, people are obviously excluded. That goes without saying, that you care about people and you couldn't live without the people in your life, the people you love. And then they've gone on to sort of choose sort of fairly, you know, just bits and pieces. But I thought, oh, I can't really think of anything that has as much gravitas to me as people did. So I thought, well, basically I'm going a bit of a long way round the houses here, but I thought, well, maybe I'll do some likes and dislikes about Christmas, because I'm sure that will get some of my lovely regular contributors, and hopefully some new ones as well, having a little bit of a chat. Because, I mean, Christmas is very much, well, I was going to say it's very much Marmite, you like it or you loathe it, and that's not really true, is it? I mean, most of us, some of us love it, some of us get on with it, some of us enjoy it, and others of us really can't stand it and can't wait for the new year. And that's very much based around not just, you know, the way you think, but sometimes it's because you've had sad things happen at Christmas, and or you've lost someone, or you know, for whatever reason you're not seeing other people, and it maybe just makes everything a bit worse. So I get all that, and I feel sad that some of you are in that situation, because we all want to enjoy ourselves, don't we? And if it's just not happening for you, and illness, of course, is another thing. I'm not really lifting the room here, am I? But anyway, so I thought I'd have a little go at choosing a few things which I just thought about this morning, and tell you the things I like and I don't like about Christmas. I would say I'm fairly, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm probably about an 8 with Christmas. I do like it. I had a few years when, you know, I lost people around Christmas time, and my first marriage broke up, which made my life different, and that was a bit weird, but it's all settled back down now. I've got current husband, and I've got my children, and I've got my stepchildren, and I've got my grandchildren, and so I consider myself quite lucky, really. So I thought, with the one thing that I couldn't live without that I could think of, just start with one thing I could think of. I really don't know how I'm going to live when anything happens to them, is my dogs. So I'm getting the dogs out of the way first, because I know a lot of you aren't interested in dogs and don't like dogs or animals of any sort, or you prefer cats or whatever. but I can't imagine how sad I'm going to be. I know when I was younger and I wasn't interested in dogs, I didn't particularly like them. I never wanted one. You know, when my children sort of said about, oh, can we have a puppy? And you think, no, 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 no. Yeah, I used to think, well, they're just, you know, they're like people do. They're just animals. And of course, anybody out there who's got a dog or a cat or a guinea pig. I mean, when my guinea pigs died, I was inconsolable for several days, and they didn't even live in the house. You know, it's just ridiculous. But you do get attached to things and you feel love for things. And of course, when love is broken, that's the worst thing, isn't it? So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't, in the scheme of things, my dogs are getting quite elderly now, and I don't want to go before they do because I want to live a lot longer. But then I can't imagine me being, you know, me or current husband, not having them around. They're just, anyway, so that is the only thing I can think of that I know I'm going to struggle to live without should they go before I do. But as I say, apart from people. So I thought I should do my likes for Christmas first. So, oh, by the way, I do have a few bits to show you at the end, so you can always fast forward if this is too tedious for you. I've only picked like 4 or 5 or something, so we're not going to be here all day. Says the woman who can talk all day about anything. Oh, do you know, this morning I rang the vet to, I mean, I feel like I should get frequent flyer points for keeping our vet in business. I really do. There's something that I've been giving my dog, one of my dogs, on suggestion of the vet, and I ran out of it, and I tried to get some online because I know you can buy exactly the same stuff online, and I thought, well, if I can save myself some money, because it's about £26 a pop, this stuff, on top of everything else we have to buy for our dogs. And anyway, when I found it online, it was going to bump it up to about another £4 for delivery. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just get it from the vet again. So I rang them up this morning, and I you know the people in there, because when you've had pets for a number of years and you do frequent visits to the vet for all sorts of things, you get to know their voices. So I knew which lady it was I was speaking to, but I didn't say my name or anything. And I said, could I please try and order some of this, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, by the way, it's for Bo. And she said, oh, I thought I recognised your voice. And I'm thinking, oh my God. I thought, I feel really bad every time I ring them up, because I think they must know that it's me, and, you know, what's she ringing about now? And I don't ring up, I'm not one of these lunatics that rings up for every stupid thing, but every now and again you have to ring up to renew a prescription. You have to go in and collect things from the branch, and then they've just had their vaccinations, and then there was my Beau had a couple of months ago where she was a bit poorly and I had to take her in, and then there was something else with the other one, and you think, oh my God, and you feel like you're always there, but you kind of think to yourself, oh well, they probably don't remember me. When she said she recognised my voice. And anyway, and then I was chatting to her about the stuff, not about, you know, the Christmas or the, you know, the new government or anything. I was talking to her about doggy stuff, and I could listen to myself, and I thought, God, you just don't shut up, Linda, do you? And I did say to her, I'm really sorry, I know why you recognise my voice now, because every time I get on this phone I go on about something and then I go on about something else. I suppose it's a bit like I do on YouTube, isn't it? Because I think of myself as a fairly quiet person, because I can go for hours and hours without saying anything because I'm on my own for a long time during the day. You know, I might speak to the dogs a bit, but I'm not sort of having conversations about the 1 o'clock news or anything. And but yeah, I just talk too much, don't I? I didn't have myself down as a talker, she says. Right, anyway, so the things I've picked on that I like about Christmas, and I'd be interested to see your take on any of this. First of all, is Christmas Eve. Now, a few weeks ago, my grandchildren, 2 of my grandchildren were here. We were having some dinner, and we were having a little chat round the table, which was really nice, because you very often don't sit with young children and eat a Sunday lunch with them. and you know, conversation. There's all because we put the TV off, so they weren't watching anything. And one of the questions my granddaughter asked each of us around the table was, which part of Christmas do you like best? And my answer is Christmas Eve. I don't know what it is about Christmas Eve. Given that, you know, there's nothing awful going on in your life, I just think there's a different feel to it. There's a different feel in the air. You've generally got everything sorted by Christmas Eve. Even if you haven't, a bit of last minute shopping, it's kind of got a little bit of excitement to it, going around the shops on, you know, near to Christmas. That's another point of mine. I quite, you know, Christmas shopping and shopping at Christmas time, when everybody's out and they've all got big bags full of, you know, all sorts of exciting stuff, and there's just something, to me, there's a real nice feeling about it. And of course, as a child, I suppose maybe the excitement starts because when of course Father Christmas does exist, you know, the anticipation of going to bed and waking up in the morning and seeing all the stuff around the tree or at the bottom of your bed. Mine used to be down the bottom of a bed, I think, when I was little. And there's just the anticipation of it, and I don't think that's ever quite left me. So Christmas Eve is one thing I really like about Christmas. The other one was the same as I just mentioned, shopping at Christmas. Especially in the last sort of 20 odd years or so since I've been with current husband, we do this thing where, well, when we can, if he's not working and so on, we'd go into town and we'd perhaps have some lunch out, and then we'd do a bit of shopping, and then we'd have a coffee, you know, just make a bit of a day of it. And I'm not really one for that. I don't usually go out unless someone wants to meet me for coffee somewhere. I don't do that. I'm not mad on going in coffee shops all the time. I go out. I like to go out early, generally speaking, with shopping. I go out first thing because I've got more energy in the morning, to be honest. Oh, phone ringing, sorry. I'll leave the phone. Yeah, I like to go out because I'm more energised in the morning. And I just do what I need to do, because I don't generally like shopping, and then I come back and then I sort the rest of my day out. But at Christmas it's a bit different, so I do like that. It's a bit of a headache trying to think of presents for people. I've got absolutely no imagination. I'm all right with a list. I've already started Christmas shopping this year. I started this week. I can't do it in October. The only year I ever did any Christmas shopping in October was the year I was pregnant, because my baby was due at Christmas. And so we went out, you know, weeks before, just to be on the safe side. But other than that, it's a bit like my decorations. It's everything as soon as nearer to Christmas as I can do it, with, you know, with reasonable time frame, I suppose, and with a list. Some stuff's actually arrived today, so some of the children's stuff. There's still more to do, but anyway, we're on our way. The other thing I like about Christmas is probably a controversial one, is Christmas music. I really love a good Christmas carol. I only wish I could sing. A Christmas carol, and all the Christmas music that you get. I know it's the endless loop when you go shopping or you go anywhere, or, you know, in public places, and there's just all, you know, Elton John and the Ronettes and everything. But I love all that. I don't really. There's a few more recent Christmas songs that have been become sort of classics, really, I suppose. But the music, Christmas songs of like the 70s, I suppose when I was young, 60s and 70s, and everyone did a Christmas song, didn't they, in those days? I mean, you can even whack a bit of old Cliff at Christmas, can't you? A bit of mistletoe and wine. You can't turn your nose up at that. You know, it's all good stuff. So I do like Christmas music. I have worked in shops in my time, and I've worked in shops at Christmas. And when you have the loop on of the same continuous songs, but that's not just Christmas, that used to be all year round. It does kind of grind your gears a bit, but yeah, Christmas song. As soon as it's on the radio, I'm there. So yes, I like that. Another thing that I like about Christmas is the decorations. I started, I might have told you this before, but I started buying more and more decorations probably about 15 years ago, maybe between 15 and 20 years ago, because I used to work 4 days a week, and the day I didn't work I was at home cleaning, which sounds a bit like Cinderella, but honestly it wasn't that bad. When I came to live with current husband, which was 20 years ago, anyway, yeah, 20 years ago, because we've been married nearly 19 years, because we got married around Christmas time as well. There's another thing as well. Well, yeah, I used to have not work on Wednesday, and because I was living with him and his two children, and for a period of time other of our children would live with us, I was always lumbered with all the cleaning and stuff. Not because no one, I mean, I suppose other people would have done it, but I've just always done housework. Not very well and not very often, but I do it, and like washing and stuff. So I kind of took it on as my role to look after everybody, because I'm a bit of a people pleaser, I think. And but I found it was you know, just a bit much with working full time. So I had an arrangement with my boss that I just did 1 day less a week, which was great. So I picked the middle of the week, used to be home on Wednesdays. Bit of a joke at where I used to work was, I don't do Wednesdays. And as a result of this, there used to be an afternoon film on I'd watch, and when it was around Christmas time, it'd be one of those Hallmark films with all the decorations in the background going on. And I used to think, so I got some more ideas and started building up more and more Christmas decorations. But if I could only have one thing, and I have them up all year round in my garden, it would be fairy lights. I've got a bit of a thing about fairy lights. We went camping once. I know you can't imagine that, can you? But we did. A few years ago, we got a tent and we went camping, and I even took some fairy lights to put on the front of the tent. I just love a fairy light. Just something about it just gives me joy. I don't know, weird. And the other thing about Christmas I like is, which involves my family and friends, is, you know, getting together and doing things you don't normally do, like play games. We've started a tradition. Well, it's only been going, this will only be the second year, but it was quite nice. Last year we went to, there was me and current husband, my previous husband, because he's usually up at, well, he's always up at Christmas because both of his kids live near me, and he doesn't live around these here parts anymore, so he always comes up and stays with one of the children or whatever. And so he comes with us, and my it depends, some of the other children and their children come as well. And we went to see a film last year. The cinema was virtually empty. It was an afternoon matinee performance, and it was an old film, something that was probably 10 years old. Can't even remember what it was now, but it was good. I enjoyed it. But it was just nice to go out and do that, and do it with your family, and I keep saying about making memories, but that's really what it is. I don't know how many more Christmases I'm going to be kicking around for, do I? But there's something really nice about that. In fact, when I first started going out with current husband, and then when we lived together before we got married, we used to have this thing. We'd go to the cinema on Christmas Eve, the two of us, and see something, you know, probably not a cartoon, although we did see the Polar Express one year, and current husband wasn't very impressed with that, but I like that film. I think it's good. But they were nearly always awful. We were never good at picking the right films to go and see at the cinema. And but anyway, so little traditions and doing things like that, and the family time thing and playing games. We're a family that does quizzes periodically through the year, which we started in when COVID started, and we kept on. and it's been a bit sporadic lately, to be fair, because people have been doing so many other things and got lots of other, you know, plates to spin. But we still do them, and that started as a way of catching up with our family when we couldn't physically be in the same room with them. But yeah, we like to play some games, and there's some good games around now. You don't need a box game even, really, do you? You can play all sorts of things using your phone. So those are the things I like. So it's Christmas Eve, shopping, Christmas music, decor and fairy lights, Christmas decor and fairy lights, and family time and games. The things I don't like so much is the food shopping. I mean, let's forget the expense of everything, but it's just, I've desperately overshot. I think everyone's going to be starving all the time. I'm a real feeder. You can tell by looking at me, really. I'm a bit of a feeder with people, and inevitably there's waste, and I don't know why I do it. I find it really difficult to undershop, and everyone says to me, you don't need to buy this, you don't need to buy that, but I like to have, you know, just in case people need something, I like to have it. Same with alcohol. I mean, you go around you know, a few days before Christmas to the supermarket or whatever, don't you, with your trolley, and you think, right, we'll get all the drinks, and then you come away with, I mean, your Baileys and wine is kind of my tipple. Baileys, I don't know, I can't think, bottle of gin, bottle of vodka, bottle of, I mean, and we all know that half of them, the wine not so much, but the rest of the stuff's around in your cupboard at Christmas the next year, isn't it? And you just think, just in case someone says, I'd like a margarita, or I don't know, I can't think of any, I don't know about cocktails, I'd like sex on the beach. You know, you've got all the stuff there to make it for them. But it's just ridiculous, and we spend such a lot, and we don't need to. Another thing I don't really like is the bit between Boxing Day and New Year's Eve, and I don't think I'm on my own there. It's a very tedious time. We got married me and current husband got married on the 29th of December, and we decided to do that because basically no one got anything to do between Christmas and New Year. So we thought, we might as well just get married, and then at least somebody's got a wedding reception to go to. So not really a very romantic thing, is it? Yeah, it's just kind of, you forget what day it is. I mean, I don't know what day it is half the time anyway. I don't think you know really when you don't go to work, and, you know, work Monday to Friday or whatever it is. And yeah, it's just trying to think what day it is, and then, oh, what can we do with this day and what can we do with that? And then sometimes you have to go back to work, which sometimes is a blessed relief, isn't it? Because you just get a bit too much. It's just too much looking at everyone and trying to think of something exciting to do. And then, of course, you've got New Year's Eve, which is, there's a little bit of anticipation around that, but not so much now, because I mean, when I was younger, you know, when I had younger children, you know, very often we'd do stuff, and we'd go out places. And when I was young, before I was even married or had children, there was always pubs to go to. But now and you'd be crammed in these pubs, and the atmosphere would be great. And it's just not like that now. People don't have the social, go out and have the social life they did do. No one goes to pubs. Are destination places, aren't they, mainly? You go there because it does food, and you don't just go and catch up with your people that you know, your neighbours or your friends or whatever. It's completely different to how it was when I was young, which was great. I mean, we all used to come out stinking of cigarette smoke and everything, which of course is, you know, wasn't nice at the time. None of us were smokers, but you kind of got used to it, and of course that's probably caused lots of people problems in the intervening years anyway. But you just did it because there was just something good, something fun about it. And, you know, it was all kind of exciting. But now everything is, I think that's actually been the death knell of the pub. I mean, hopefully I think most of my viewers probably know what pubs are, but if you are living in a country where you don't have pubs, not familiar, I don't know if Americans understand or know what a pub is. I don't mean understand, I mean they're not stupid, but get the concept of a pub. But yeah, it's because people don't smoke now and aren't allowed to smoke within, like, you know, God, you have to go down the end of the car park and around the corner, which for good reasons I know, but it doesn't make it for a very conducive social evening, does it? So people just don't bother. You know, they go to the supermarket, buy their wine, buy their food, don't bother going out. So, and the other thing, oh, two more things. The one is actually taking the Christmas decorations down, which is the worst thing about Christmas, I think, by far for me. I do get help. Current husband always helps me. But because I've always put so much up in the past, it takes ages. And all these, I see all these people with all these amazing boxes where you can colour code your baubles and things. I can't be arsed with it. I'm just chucking it all in the box and thinking, oh, I'll worry about this next year. And then, of course, next year comes and you just got a box of God knows what. So I just don't spend the time putting things away as carefully as I might, which is, I don't really get a lot of breakages. You always get something, don't you? But, you know, it's put away in a proper container and it's put, as you know, put away in the loft, but then you take it out the next year. So I'm hoping that might be a bit better this year because I've got rid of lots of stuff. And the last thing I'm going to complain about is in the UK, the TV schedule. I mean, there is bugger all, sorry if that's a rude word, of any interest to watch on the TV for me. I'll go and get my phone because I don't know if it's interesting to you. I'm probably going on a bit much now, aren't I? But there's just nothing. When you were young, it seemed like there were lots of good shows on, variety shows and things. And I know everyone's sort of kind of in the UK anyway. We all say this all the time, don't we? Oh, what was it? You know, we had Morecambe and Wise and, you know, so and this and that on. But it was kind of nice to do it, but now we just don't live like that. We don't have these programs. We've got like a Christmas edition of everything that we get the rest of the year. I'm not mad on quiz shows really. There's some I like, I mean a handful, but they're just more and more and more, and they're all, most of them just aren't my cup of tea. So we'll get a Christmas version of blankety blank or something, and you know, this is kind of it. Oh, we get a midwife one, that midwife program that, you know, I like that, but I don't really watch TV much on Christmas Day. We usually now find something else to do because there's just nothing to sit round the TV and watch like there used to be in the old days. Hang on a second, I've just had a thought. Right, I had a look because in the interest for my viewers, if you are interested, as I say, if you're not, you'll have skipped this bit anyway. I wondered what Christmas Day, because you try and remember what things were like, don't you? We've all got a memory of stuff. And I wondered when I was 16, what Christmas Day TV looked like. So I've looked it up, and I don't know if all these programmes were on the same channel. I think they're all BBC One. So Christmas Day on the 25th, well, you know the 25th of December, don't you? This was 1969. So the BBC schedule had at 9 o'clock in the morning, Christmas Day in the morning, where there's a lot of schools doing sing-songs. 9:30 was one of these programmes. It was called A Spoonful of Sugar with Michael S. Aspel. Remember Michael Aspel? And Sheila Tracy. I don't know who she is. And they visited hospitals, and Father Christmas made an appearance. So they always used to do that, didn't they? Then there was the news at 10 a.m. And then Tom and Jerry was on. Then something called The Doctors, starring John Barry, Justine Lord and Paul Massey, with Wilfred Pickles. Then there was 10:30, there was a Christmas morning service. Then we had the much loathed and disgraced Rolf Harris had a show on the TV. He does appear later on in the day as well, so I won't mention him again. But that was a hospital visit thing. So 12:30 Royal Family was on, so I'm doing something. Give it a sing-song maybe. 2:15, everyone's favourite, The Top of the Pops, 1969. And I'll tell you who was on that. There was the Beatles, Blue Mink, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Fleetwood Mac, Marmalade, Thunderclap Newman, Clodagh Rogers, The Rolling Stones, Scaffold, Peter Sarstedt, Zager and Evans, and it was introduced by Pete Murray and Jimmy, the Savile person, sorry. We'll just go for Pete Murray. Then 3 o'clock we had Billy Smart's Circus. Oh, I used to hate circuses, absolutely hate them. 4:10 was Disney Time with Julie Andrews, introducing bits out of Disney films. 5 o'clock was a TV version of Cinderella, so Jimmy Tarbuck, Beryl Reid, Anita Harris, blah blah blah, all these people, and Basil Brush, they were in this pantomime. Then we had the news, then a Christmas appeal for Save the Children, Christmas Night with the Stars introduced by Val Doonican. If you'd like to know who was on the bill there, Moira Anderson, this is alphabetical order, Moira Anderson, Cilla Black, Roy Castle, Wendy Craig, somebody who I've already named, Mary Hopkin, Lulu, well she's still banging on isn't she, Kenneth McKellar, Kenneth Williams, and the young generation doing their dancing. I mean, well, apart from Lulu, most of those people aren't around. Oh, Wendy Craig is, isn't she? I don't know. Yeah. Still, I mean, if I was 16 and I'm 71 now, it's quite a while ago, isn't it? Then there was a film. Oh, no, then there was the Morecambe and Wise show at 8:15 with Susan Hampshire as their special guest. A film called McClintock with John Wayne. Oh, I would have given that a swerve. Then 11:15, Tony Bennett and the Count Basie Orchestra. I mean, this was proper telly, really, wasn't it? Apart from people who have been found guilty of other heinous crimes, you know, not a bad bunch of people. And then at 12:05 a.m. when TV stopped, it was And Was Made Black. Oh, it's some sort of, I suppose in those days I think they used to have the epilogue, didn't they, last thing at night. They used to have some vicar come on and, I don't know, talk to you. We didn't really watch that. And I think it was probably the Christmas Day version of that, or Christmas into Boxing Day. Anyway, so I'm sorry about telling you all that, but it just interests me. Okay, now I will show you a couple of the, enough of that. Hope you found that a bit interesting. I'd like to hear what you say or what you think about Christmas and your favourite bits and your not so favourite bits. I suspect Christmas music might be one that that you agree with me on, not liking that. But I hope that there's a lot of positivity comes out of this, because you know it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? So before I go, I'm just going to show you a couple of bits I bought from Hobbycraft. Went there the other day. Massive disappointment. I don't know. Disappointment seems to be following me around the shops, doesn't it? I have got some jumpers that have arrived today from Matalan, but I'm not going to, it's too long today, so I'm going to show you those when I see you next time. I might have some other stuff to show you, I don't know. So, yes, I went into Matalan. I wanted to have a look, because I've now got room to do crafting in. I thought, oh, there might be something I can make. And there wasn't really. I did find... Now, you won't remember this, but last year I had some little wreaths on my kitchen cupboard doors, and I've left the hooks on because I thought, oh, I shall just interchange those for the rest of the year. And I think at Easter I put some, I forget what it was, something decorative on two of the doors. And I think I've got some little wreaths upstairs that I can use again. But I saw these. These are, as I say, from Hobbycraft. I'm trying to think what these flower things are. They look like something out of a fruit, and I don't know what fruit they're out of because I don't think I don't think I eat it. So it's just called a wreath. Let me see how much it was. Hang on, should have checked this first, shouldn't I? Oh, it says dried petal wreath, and they were £4. I bought 2 of those, so I thought they can go on my doors, my cupboard doors as I go in the kitchen, and then the other ones I've got I can spread around the room. So I bought, does say, 2 of those. I also bought some dressmaking scissors for when I decide to dressmake. I tried to find some fabric. They did, obviously they do fabric in Hobbycraft as well. They do the fat quarters. And I thought, oh, I could get something Christmassy and make some doggy bandanas or something, which is, I know that's easy. But I just couldn't find any fabric I liked. And then it sort of bugged me that the print was round, if some things I liked, the print was round the wrong way. So if I made a bandana, the print would be sideways. I know, I've got too much time on my hands really. But anyway, these scissors were, so where are we? Ribbon, oh, where we go, £12. So when I do eventually decide to make something with my sewing machine, I've got some scissors because I buy scissors and they inevitably get used for other stuff. So I'm going to keep these up here, keep them in that thing, and there we are. I also bought, there's not much here, it's only a couple of things. I bought, when I bought these baubles the other day, hold on, these big baubles, which a lot of you seem to like, so thank you for commenting on them. I was thinking if they're going to hang over my table, but they might not, I haven't really decided, to sort of pimp them up a bit. And I was looking in the shop where I bought these from to see if they had something. I was looking actually for like a candle, you know, like little things that go round candles. Well, if I show you this, it's probably easier. This is a wreath, okay, but you know you can get things like this that you sit a candle in. And I thought, well, that would fit quite nicely on the top, and then I could add some more stuff to it. So I bought 3 of these because I've got 3 of these big baubles with that kind of thought. However, I don't know if they're going to quite be right. I'm a bit reluctant to stick glue all over these baubles because it'll probably spoil them, but yeah, I don't know. So there's 3 of these. So again, I've you know, I might use them, I might not, but obviously get rid of this bit. But if I don't, I can also add these to maybe something like this to make this look a bit more interesting. I don't know. We just go with the flow here on the old Lindsay channel, don't we? So I got 3 of those, 2 of the red ones, and the only other thing apart from the scissors that I bought was some ribbon. And let's see how much this ribbon was. Honestly, this is the smallest print in the world. This was £1. They call it tan, but I thought it looked like gold. Not real gold, I'm not mad. And there's quite a lot on there. I bought this ribbon before, it's absolutely fine. 15 metres of that. So yeah, that's a potential for, I suppose that it doesn't really help that I don't go out with a set thing in my mind. I have a bit of a vague idea, and then I kind of go and pick all these different things up in case that this might work better than that. So I end up buying loads of stuff that I shouldn't really. The mini wreaths, by the way, were these 3 were £4 each. That's quite a lot, isn't it, really, for that? I always do this, don't I? I don't really look when I buy them. And the red ones, yeah, so these, just in case you're not clear on this, this and this were the same price as each other. Absolutely ridiculous. And this other ribbon, so we've got the scissors, Oh, I did also buy, I don't know whether I'm going to, I could show you, I suppose they're not, I was going to say they're not massively interesting, but none of this stuff's massively interesting, is it really? I bought some little toppers because I think my granddaughter's going to come over at the weekend, and I thought just in case she fancies doing a little bit of card making or something, I've got some different ones with this sort of thing in there, which they were all quite cute. There's some little angels, and where are they? Shove them at the bottom of the... Oh, Linda. Yeah, some... Oh, whoops. I think these were like £1 or £2 each, depending. Stockings. Sorry. I know, it's frightful, isn't it, trying to show you this sort of stuff. Some little... If you get the idea anyway. Got a few bits and pieces anyway. So if she wants to do that, if not, I might just find somewhere to put them. Or I might leave them there for another year and end up throwing them away. So yeah, I'm looking for this other bit of ribbon. Sorry, I'm not really doing this very well, am I? This sort of... By the way, thank you for the person that told me that on the bauble I showed you last week, that they are nutcrackers. Honestly, well, I can never remember that word. It's just, oh, well, I just remembered it, didn't I? Oh, God, how much is this? Oh, I don't know. I mean, nobody cares now. You're past caring. Anyway, so I bought a bit of this, and it's in that burgundy colour. So, as I said before, you know, slave to the fashion this year. Okay, that is everything I think for today. I don't know how long this video's lasted for. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me chat. I'm sorry it's been a bit Christmassy again. I suppose it's inevitable, isn't it? If I could have thought of 5 or 6 things that I can't live without, we would have had a different conversation really, wouldn't we? But anyway, good to have your company. It's Thursday today, so I'll put this video to come out tomorrow. I will see you again on Tuesday with something else. Have a good few days. I'm sure there's some other stuff I wanted to say to you, but I can't think what it was now. Yeah, everybody take care, keep well, see you very soon, lots of love, take care, bye bye.